Okay, so this video is on LangChain, and it continued on from a live stream that I was doing, where I was doing a pip install of LangChain from the original documents over here. So if I just sort of double click, I guess oh, you can't see the highlights on that. I wonder if you can see the highlights here. No, okay. But here's the pip install LangChain, and that's going to install the bare minimum requirements, and that's what I was doing. So I was kind of like copying this in here and pasting it in. But what it actually does is it pip installs it into one of the existing versions. If you've got more than one existing version of Python, then it will install it into one of them, and it actually turns out to install it into my Python 3.10 64-bit, and I'm not sure if that's because it's global or not. But anyway, the installation goes here if I just do a standard pip install. So just going through the Python documentation, the way that you're supposed to do it is, because I'm using Python 3.11, is a pi minus m pip install, and that will be the same if we want to install the globals as well. So this is to install, there was two options there. One is to do the bare minimum, so this one here is for the bare minimum. Well, there's three options, and the next one here is to do to install modules needed for the large language module providers. The large language providers, LLMs, and then there's another one here which is to install all modules needed. And at the moment, actually, I think I actually just did this one. I should have probably have done this one, but we'll see how it goes anyway. So I'm going to go through the docs, but I know that it's installed now because the squiggly underscores have disappeared from LangChain over here. So in fact, I think I can go to the quick start, and let's just have a look at this over there. Pip install OpenAI. Well, I've got OpenAI already, so and then export OpenAI key, accessing the API key. Accessing API requires an API key. In fact, though, I'm not sure that this will work because I do have the secret key that comes in, and I've had to put a whole bunch of underscores in front of it so that it's not visible, and then I've stripped them out personally for myself to get the key. But actually, my OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, because it's more than 3 months old, it has expired in terms of the tokens. So you get like 3 months worth, or you get like £18 of free vouchers. So it's expired. So I wonder what will happen there. But anyway, I'm copying the docs. So from LangChain, import OpenAI, and then here, let's have a look. LLM, okay. We'll try this out, I guess. LLM OpenAI temperature, and then LLM.predict, but I'm not sure that this is going to work, but we can have a go. Copy that and paste it into here. Just trying to get the docs right there. And we'll call this like the result is equal to LLM, and then we will try, hopefully, to print it out. But I think I'm going to get an error message at this point. Print result, and hit F5 to run it. I'm quite sure that it's going to throw an error because it was throwing the error on the OpenAI already. So, but let's see what comes about. Validation error for OpenAI. Well, that's probably, maybe I haven't validated OpenAI. Let's have a look. Chat models. LangChains. I could try one of the different agents, by the way, because I've got Google Bard working, so, and I don't know if that's one of them that's available. I'm just looking at the over here because import OpenAI. Okay, LLM equals I presume actually the LLM here is the OpenAPI key, which is what I've called K here in my case, which is the secret key. So I guess if I hit stop there, but it's still probably going to fail because I don't have the subscription, but I guess over here open AI key, yeah, there you go, equals K, and then temperature equals 0.9. So that's one of the, at least I presume this is, I wonder if that was actually the first argument there. It doesn't actually say it over there. I'm trying to hover over this thing and scroll. Let's have a look. OpenAI key string down there. So it wasn't actually the keyword arguments. But anyway, it's there, so we've got the keyword argument in. Let's just try another F5 to see if this one will run. But I think we're going to get probably a different error message, if not the same one. But have a look. It's rather slow in the running process. Yeah, there we go. So this is the expected one. So this does work in the sense that the large language model OpenAI does work. We set some kind of temperature as well, which is one of the other settings. But you've exceeded your current quota. Please check your plan and billing details. So in order to avoid this, I did do a separate video. I'm going to hit stop on this because it's going to keep checking, I guess, but we keep failing it. So over here for got rate limit error. I could sort of like put a I guess a try except block. Try except accept, and then I'm going to take this rate limit error. I don't need to try it 10 times. Possibly an OpenAI.rate limit error, I imagine. OpenAI.rates. Nope. Limit. It's not there. I would have thought maybe that there's some sort of error messaging of it. There's probably a way of catching errors. Base exception assertion. Import error. JKLMNOPQR. Trying to be just out of interest. Oh no, okay, fine. This is just standard errors that come with it. I could look up OpenAI errors. OpenAI error handling. OpenAI and so OpenAI library error guidances. So I was going to put a try accept block in there. Rate limit error. This one's an interesting one. How do you find Oh, here we go. We've got an example here. It says OpenAI dot error dot API. Okay, fine. So we can do this, I think, which is the OpenAI dot error. No, not there. Make OpenAI request here. Response equals OpenAI dot completion. Possibly because the OpenAI, the LLM hasn't been created over there. So let's just try that. That's possibly why. Let's just get this one in, copy that one and put it in the try block over here. And then, and if that's OpenAI dot no. Invalid request. I mean, this is how the exception will be, which is this over here, but that's going to throw an error. That's not because OpenAI is not recognized. Maybe it's LLM dot. No, it's not even that. No. Just wondering how to handle the error. We've only programmatically handled to do so. You may wish to use a code snippet like below. But it's not being recognized, which is rather annoying. Okay, except this is not the right way to handle errors, but because I can't figure out at the moment at least what the error is, at least it will flag up the error and then won't keep doing the rerun of it. But because it should actually, I don't know why. Maybe it's a LangChain. Nope. I can't find it, not recognizing that. No, bit annoying. I'll probably have to, I wonder, from LangChain import rate, nope, error, nope. Maybe it's in here, nope, oh, nope, it's not in there either. So I'm not sure actually where to pull out this error from, so I'll just leave it as the exception easy just to go through it now because it's something that I can come back to. But over here, we would try for the result as well. So X over there, tab, paste that one. I wonder even though if it's going to keep trying because it hasn't actually, it might have actually failed if we don't get an exception. So, but let's have a print result here. X print result, and if we find the exception, print an exception and then F5 it like that just for now and just see what happens for the exception because I can't seem to find how to work the error properly. Normally, basically, with this exception, it's bad practice in Python to have an exception, so you should know the error that you're getting and be able to handle it. So I kind of like want to do that. Yeah, and as I thought, like this hasn't actually thrown an error per se, so I can't even put it into the try except block like this in this way. So I'm not sure about these errors either, because it says that you can handle it. It's over here. This is the rate limit error. Um, that's the accept part of it. But so I could, in theory, copy and paste that out. But this bit here isn't being recognized, and even if I do change it, there's no extra piece of code here. Like, so in the example, I'd expect to get something like, the full piece of code. If somebody posted this, this try except, I would, and I actually might post it on Stack Overflow, like, I'd expect to reply back saying you haven't put the full, the full documents in here, because where does OpenAI come from? Because I would have thought that OpenAI comes from the imports, so it's not clear in the documentation actually. So I've got to say I'm not fully impressed by this at the moment. I can get OpenAI working separately, although that there's a rate limit error, and I can get Google Bard working separately as well, because I had that working in a previous video over here. So I guess the next part, or the next thing that I'm going to do in the video, is maybe attempt. I'm going to get rid of this because that's not working. I'm going to remove this error handling like this, because we know that that's not working that way, because this thing just keeps on trying. So it hasn't actually thrown an error at any point in time. And yes, it's going to keep on doing the checking, and then maybe it gets to it at a certain point, like after 15 or 20 goes or something like that. But I don't really want to wait that long. But the next thing is, I guess, is so we won't be needing OpenAI. I'm going to try and get in Google Bard and see if we can get the test LangChain working there, or some other models, and go through it. Let's have a quick look and see what else is available. So we know that this one's not available, which is actually kind of like the favorite one, but we know it's not available, or sorry, it is available, but it's paid for. So if you've got the paid for version of it, the actual ChatGPT itself is free to use. It's in the graphical user interface, but the API is chargeable. So maybe that's because, well, I guess OpenAI, the organisation, needs to monetize their product in some way. But the other thing is there's a limit to what a human being can do in terms of inputting data into a graphical user interface, compared with running an API. So I guess I'd have to forego this one as well. The chat models are a variation of language models, while chat models use language models under the hood. The interface I expose is a bit different. Anyway, this is the OpenAI one. Human message or whatever. You can set your human message. But again, we're not going to be able to do that. Prompt templates, okay. With prompt templates, this is easy. Okay, most large language model applications do not pass user input directly into a large language model. Usually, they add the user input to a piece of text called a prompt template that provides additional context. In the previous example, the text we pasted to the model contained instructions to generate a company name for our client. It'd be great if the user only had to provide the description of a company product without having to give the model instructions. Okay. I guess product is an input here. Presumably that's what it must be. I wonder, well, there's a prompt template. So if I take that and paste that into here, but it's not actually an F string, although it's turned itself into an F string. So it's like an automated F. I'm going to assume that this is like an assumed F string. It just says string here. but what's gone into the brackets, because normally in Python, s for string is equal to sort of like hello world. If we do a thing, well, actually it has gone in there. I wonder, because if we put an f string in front of it, it will actually pull if this variable did exist here. So, for example, LLM, it pull that in. So it's not even an f string; it's just a string that it takes in. Okay, but anyway, product is. Here you go, product that format. So that must be the bit. So here, whatever you put in here be colourful stocks. But actually, I mean, I don't know. I'd probably just use an f string and not prompt dot format. But fair enough. So it's got that feature. Change chain models. Okay, now that we've got a good model prompt template, we want to combine the two. There isn't anything, to be fair, so far in any of this up to here. Maybe now agents. So right until this point, everything's just used ChatGPT, and I could replicate everything that's here so far just with ChatGPT, because ultimately your prompt doesn't matter how you get it in, you're still getting it into ChatGPT, which is OpenAI. But here we've got agents. Our first chain ran a predetermined sequence of steps to handle complex workflows. Language models, which actions. To load an agent, you need to choose a of n, a function of n. Right, okay. Load tools. Again, it's got OpenAI, but maybe I can import a different agent. I wonder if I try, for example, or I don't know, like Bard. No. Well, we had this Google one just before. Where was it? Oh, this Google search results. I mean, it's Google Palm. I don't know if that's something or not. Because I was hoping for like Google Bard, which is something that I do use. So, I think I might leave it here. I'll have to come back and revisit it. Maybe try and get a couple of different models to go and sort of like work in there. See what models are available here. Maybe into chat models. Chat OpenAI. That's a chat model. Conversation chain. Okay, so there's other things. How can I assist you today? I actually made a conversation chain in my test bar thing, where I put here's a chain because I just put the reply, whatever the reply was, I put it back into the actual query. So it kind of like waited for a random period of time, but I put it back into the query to do the get answer, and then it kind of like goes through a little chat with itself effectively just to test it out. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there, and basically maybe take a look at the agents. But that is the LangChain module, which is under impressed so far. I was hoping for a lot more because most of these AI products are actually quite interesting and quite useful. So for now, I'll be sticking with Bard, and I will leave the recording here. If anyone's got this working, do post in the chats, and also like the video as well, because it always helps, and subscribe even too. So that's it.